rejuvenation, and prolonging overnight beyond the normal span. So, an internal spending.
Welcome everyone to the 35th Silver Mudoin session. We are very honored today to have KJN Nim and Craig Hayes Sabanim lead our session in honor and celebration of the 4th anniversary of the program.
Thank you. It is very good to see everyone. I saw the Fred Bank is here. I've been seeing it for a long time, although you've been communicating with me time to time. So how you doing? So I hope you're doing well. You look good. And also many good instructors I've been known for many years here. First of all, I would like congratulate your 4th anniversary for the Silver Mudoin. We begin with this great value, this exercise, and I think it's going to be very strong and important program for the future of the Mudokan. So, and then without your leadership, without your participation, I don't think we cannot be here. Everybody takes a very good value in this program and support. Participation, that's the most important, your leadership action. Everybody have a different role to involve into the Silver Mudoin. You really did a good leadership for each role you having it. This is because we are, that's the reason we are here to be able to this class today. So it's important for me to be part of this, to continue to support your effort. So today, I hope you will be continue do so. So this program, I think, getting much stronger as time progress, and it's going to need the program for our membership. Even the younger generation, they're going to someday visiting over here. So we providing a good foundation. They have a more easy to access this program and find some value so that for the further growth. So today I'm going to be continue to provide the class by the one of the World Tech member in Zone 2, Craig Hayes this morning. I spoke with him earlier today, and then so he's prepared to present his good class. So please enjoy. Thank you. Hayes
Thank you, KJN. Thank you, sir. Lemner Sabanim, maybe we could do the opening ceremony and then, bow into KJN, and then we'll begin.
Bring up the flag, sir, if you'd like to do the commands.
Yes, sir, please. I can do the call.
Juliet, Cookie, Bere, Boro, Mungyong, Boro, 원중님께 핑예.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for taking time over the weekend to do some training. So really excited to be here, the 4th anniversary of the Silver Mudoin program. You know, I'm getting a little silver now, a little bit more than I used to be. But I'm, you know, always thrilled to be here and train with the group. What's great is, you know, when I look at the attendees, we've got GUP members, Don members, and Kodanja members. And this, you know, that's great because this is the whole purpose of the program is to meet the needs of a demographic that, you know, is in, you know, more senior, in age. So it's great that we've got the full breadth of experience from the Mutaquan that are training. So thank you very much, Lemner Savanim, Banner Savanim, Kwanjanim, for making this program available. What we're going to be reviewing today is you know, some similar topics from, I think it was maybe 2-3 months ago, last time that I worked with the group, and that's the concept of, you know, the cycle of breath and compression in breath. We're gonna, you know, explore that. We'll do some Mupaldon Gum exercise, some Subakto Gicho. Because we've got GUP members all the way to Kodanja members, we're gonna look at the application and the performance of the second Shipdon Gum exercise, because that's got, you know, it's technique that no matter what level of experience, it can be very enjoyable and we can get through that. And then we'll work on some mobility exercises at the end. So first, when, you know, the concept that Kwanjanim has been working with us over the years is, you know, how is, you know, there are different types of breath, and, you know, how do we create, you know, use breath to create active ki so that we can feel energy moving through the body. So what we're going to do is just, you know, a little bit of a group experiment, and that is exploring just the inhale and exhale. Sorry, some pop up here from Zoom covered my screen. But if we just do the inhale and exhale, and just, you know, everybody just take a second and just very naturally inhale and exhale. And in through the mouth, I'm sorry, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And you'll notice when we're just resting, the pace and the length of our inhale and exhale is balanced. Now, Kwanjanim has been talking to us about the concept of holding. So you inhale, hold, and then exhale. So let's do that. We'll inhale, hold our breath, maybe 3 seconds, and exhale. Let's do that a couple of times. Now, if you notice, you may or may not notice, whenever you inhale and you hold, when you exhale, the air is leaving at a faster velocity than when you did the inhale. It's just natural. Your body wants to, you know, get the air out of your body. So you're bringing in energy. And then when you exhale and you hold first, then that creates, you know, some velocity in your breath. And that's just from your lungs, right? You inhale, you hold the air in your lungs, and you exhale. Now let's do this. We're going to inhale. When you hold, press your tunjan. Much like if you sneeze, you know, you do an inhale and you, right before you sneeze, you have this compression, and then, you know, you have a very fast exhale. So we're going to do that. We're going to inhale, hold, but then compress, and then exhale, and see the difference. Okay, so let's inhale, compress. Let's do that a couple of times. Inhale, compress, exhale. So I don't know if you notice, the velocity that the air goes out is even higher. So when you compress, you really do create, much like, if you boil water, you create, you cook rice. You put the water in, you boil the water, put the rice, and you put the top on it. And then if you ever, take the top off, then all the steam comes out. Same process. It's the compression of your tungen compressing that air that really does create a flow of qi. It creates very active qi. So what's the difference between just normal breathing and active qi is the hold and compression. It's that compression that really makes that much more energy. So anytime you may hear, one of the seniors or someone that's conducting class, if you hear hold, just means hold your breath, but internally it's a hold and then your tungen's going to compress so you can create some active qi. So that's the concept of how there's different breath. Now, when we apply this to our technique, inhale, the body moves. When you hold, you're going to compress until your foot touches the ground or your weight settles, and then you actively snap the hip. And then that energy that's created in your breath is transferred into, very physical movement. But it all starts with the inhale, hold, inhale, compress, and then exhale. That creates all that energy that then flows in to the weapon, whether or not that's the insugi or jaki. So what we're going to do is some Mupaldangum exercise. We're going to do the number 3 and number 4. So I'll just talk it through and then we'll get up and do this together. So for the third exercise, for the Mupaldangum, this is going to be from the Kima Jase. So that inhale, we're going to turn, and then this is when you're going to compress. Compress. Inhale. So lift. And then that's the compress. Compress here. So you get the exhale. And then same thing. This is when you compress. Inhale. And lift. That's when you compress. That extra compression of tungen for the exhale. So there are a couple of times in the third exercise where you're actively doing the compression, right? It's the inhale, right before the physical action is initiated, compress. Inhale, kind of throwing back, open. Before you start exhaling, compress. And your body will feel a lot more kind of oneness in how we're going to do the exercise. So that's when you're going to compress on 3. For 4, we're going to start with a big inhale. Going to bring this down. When you turn it over, that's when the extra compression. You're going to compress. Inhale. Compress there. So it's 2 times you're going to hold and contract your tungen. Same thing on the other side. Big inhale. Turn it over. Before you exhale, do the compress. Inhale. Before you push out, a little extra compression, a little extra. So we're going to do a few repetitions of those two Mupal Dongum exercises. You want to apply that inhale before the movement begins, just that the hold and compress, and then see if you can't feel some energy flowing. All right, so let's stand up. Okay, hands to the side. We'll just have some breath first. Kind of inhale, open, compress, exhale. One more time. Inhale, hold, compress. One more. Inhale, hold, compress. Good. Relax the arms. You should feel some kind of fullness in your arms because that's the key that's moving around. So let's do the third Mupal Dongum. Inhale. Inhale. Compress. Resting breath. One more time. Compress. Resting breath. Let's do it one more time each side. Ready? Sijak. Resting breath. One last time. And then up. Good. Do some natural breath. Okay, now let's do the fourth exercise. So we're going to start on the left side. So left is going to be down when you're prepared. Ready? Prepare. Inhale. Bring it down. Over. Compress. Inhale. Hold. Compress. And rest. Now the right arm's going to be down. Prepare. Inhale. Bring it down through the center. Over. Inhale. Hold. Compress. Rest. Let's do one more time, both sides. All the way through. Sijak. Other side. Good. Are there any questions about those two move Paul Dongum exercise? Okay, looks good. I will make just one mention, kind of a common thing that you'll see on this, the fourth exercise people turn their hands over, and when they press, their fingers go out. When you kind of bring this up through the center, your elbow drops through the center, so you have a nice open. Turn the palms over, and when you press down, you want to have your fingers still on the inside. You'll feel there's some tension on the outside of the arms. And then there's a little extra contract to where you open up, and this really opens up the body because you're very closed in this posture. Kind of a little bit of a little extra contract, open it, compress. That really does bring a nice fullness in your arms when you're performing this exercise. Drop the elbow through the center and then keep the fingers facing each other. Small little thing that makes a big difference in how you feel energy flowing through your arms. Good. Okay, so now let's move into some exercise. We're going to do 2 subakdo gicho. The first is going to be the domalshik, the ilban. So in this exercise, we want to, think about the inhale, hold, and compress, and then exhale in each one of these motions. And what's great about this is you can experience how that process works, whether or not it's a more active motion or more Nagum oriented. So just as we're going to perform this, we're going to take a little bit slower so you have the time to feel the inhale, hold, get that compression, and exhale. So I'll go at an angle. So we're going to start. Inhale initiates the motion. Then as you drop, that's when you compress for the Chungnam Sudomaki. Here it's no breath. Inhale. Then whenever you press, that's whenever your tanjun starts compressing. And then right before you push out, just that little bit extra to expand. Inhale, press. This is the hold. And then right before you press out, just that little extra compression of your tanjun for the exhale. And then we'll carry this. It's kind of the inhale, hold. Then when the weight drops, tanjun's going to compress. No breath. Inhale, hold, press. Same process. Inhale, press, hold. So we'll do a few repetitions of that. So let's prepare. If you don't have space, you'll do some shuffling. Okay, so I'm going to go at an angle just for the visibility. Chumbi. Let's go left side, moving forward. We're going to do the bite count. Inhale, hold, and then exhale. Ready? Hana. Inhale, hold, through. Hana. Inhale. Hold, press. Okay, one more time. Pause at the inhale. Hana. Got the hold. So, no breath. Inhale. Press. Hold. Press. Let's go 2 more times. Ready? So now that we've got the process, we're going to go 1 count, 3 motions. But take your time. You got the inhale, hold, and then right before the movement, compress a little bit more. Ready? 3 motions. This one. Okay, so that process, it's the same process no matter how fast you're going through. But that inhale hold is so important. You got to be patient sometimes because that's your preparatory position, right? That's, you're holding, waiting for, your weight to transfer or your weight to drop. And then that connection with the earth, that really does, help you move your mass and move your mass into your technique. Okay, next one we're going to do is the, how about this? Let's get a couple more reps. We're going to do 2 more reps of that. So you get both sides. For the Domashik Ilban. Chuẩn. Left side moving forward. Ready? One count, 3 motions. Good. Okay. So next we're going to do the Powalse Ilban. And for the gut members, this same process, you can think of Powalse as giving a nice hug to a family member or a friend. That's essentially what this is, but it's the same process of inhale, hold, compress, and then that extra compression creates the embracing motion. So I'll demonstrate and talk through how this is going to work, and then we'll get some reps. So we're going to collect. The inhale begins whenever the weight goes into your foot. So you're going to be patient. Wait until you have a contact with the earth. A good inhale, hold, and then that compression. You have to get the compression before you start the breath. But when you do, you'll feel it's kind of naturally embracing. You just have a very relaxed shoulder, kind of one arm shoulder height, and the other arm is kind of the belt level, tangent level. So whichever foot steps, that arm is going to be on top. And then we're going to collect. No breath until the foot touches. You'll naturally feel your arms get drawn in by your breath and not kind of your arms initiating on their own. So, well, let me ask this. For the gut members, I think we had a couple of gut members. We did have a gut member. Oh, yes, there we go. Nope. Lost the gut member. So, just for the gut members, if you haven't done this before, just get a lot of reps. But it's the good inhale, compression, and then exhale. All right, let's get several reps. Let's take your position. We'll do it by count first, and then no count. Chuẩn. Let's go. Your right leg is going to start first. Collect. Hana. Hold. Get the compression. Shisan. Collect. hold, compress. Shisun, collect. When the foot touches, that's when the inhale happens. Hana. Compress. Shisun, collect. Hana. Haro. All right, now we're going to do several repetitions, just one count all the way through to the finish. And when you do this, give a little extra kind of hold and compress before your exhale kind of creates the embracing motion. And see if you can't feel, it's that naturally your body starts to contract just by your tunjun contracting. It's just a very natural thing for that, and then it'll just naturally become an embrace. Okay, here we go. Chubi. Right leg starting. Hana. Shisun. Third. Shisun. Set. Shisun. Net. Sure. Straighten your toe up, please. Good. Any questions on the application of that process of the inhale, hold, and exhale on the on those two exercise, Subhakta Vicho? Okay, I think we're good. So now let's move into the second Shipdong Hyung. So this exercise is very straightforward on the technique. It's essentially very similar process to what we did on the this exercise on the Mupal Dangkum. Same kind of process to where you have a nice inhale and exhale, but it's different way of finishing, but it's the same process. So essentially there's it's the Hwenjin Kongyuk, Hujin Yatmaki, Kondo Kongyuk, Sangnan Maki. And we're just doing that in different orders, along with some blocking exercises. So it's the shortest of all the Shipdong Kum exercise, but it's absolutely applicable that we follow the same process of inhale, hold, exhale. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate each of the sections. We'll do one section, get several reps, move on to the next section. And as you go through this, take your time, and within each of the technique, follow the process. We have inhale, hold, and exhale whenever the weight moves and your hip snaps. If you're doing that, then it doesn't matter how fast you're moving, or if it's late in the day, if you're getting tired, your body will just follow a good process if you initiate it by good breath. Okay, so for the first exercise, first section of the second Shipdong Gumyong, the Shisun, you got to start with a prepare. So it's just a natural inhale, you're going to compress and let the shoulders drop. And that's going to drop the arms. And from here, just like the Mupalanggum, kind of initiating, with the nice expansion of the body, and then the Palkukongyu. And from here, get a nice expand. Get a good inhale, hold. Inhale, hold it for the Yatmaki. Prepare, inhale, kind of the hold it. And from here, this motion, we typically think like it's a 2-hit movement. It's actually just the 1. Coming from here, and it's almost like a direct Sangdan Maki. Very, it's not like we're doing, that type of motion. It's just the 1 turning of the hip. So we're going to break this down and do that section a few times. Follow the process. Inhale, hold, and exhale. Chudi. 1 motion. Hana. Shisan. Inhale. And then exhale. Get a nice hold. Prepare. This is your inhale. So hold it. Hana. Inhale. Elbows together. Hold. Hur. Inhale. Hold it. So from right here, it's going to be the inhale when your elbows are together, and then exhale. Let's do that 2 more times. Shungi. Shisan. Inhale. Prepare. This is a good hold. Inhale. 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 All right, so now we've broken it down. We're going to do 1 count, 1 motion. So we're not going to break it down with the inhale and exhale. But on your own, just take the time. Take a little bit longer than what you normally would. So you can feel that inhale, the hold and compression. Then you do the exhale. We're going to do that section 2 times. Chubi. Shisan. Hana. Set. Net. Tough. Hana. 1 more time. Chubi. Shisan. Set. Net. Tasu. Kyosu. Horo. Good. Any questions about that first section? I don't know, Lemner, Sabanim, if you see anyone raising hands. Okay. Good. Let's keep going. So we just finished the first section with the Sangdan Maki. I'm going to face the camera. We're going to start with a clear. We're going to clear the way, and it's a little bit like you're lifting. It's the Sangnam Gongyuk, but it's thumb up. I'm gonna clear. And from here, you're gonna kind of expand the body for the palm heel block. And here, same process. We're gonna clear. Sangnam Gongyuk. And that same palkup that we did at the beginning of the hyama. Ushisan. Come into this posture. So even on this, it's not just a breath from the lungs. Get a nice inhale, hold. And that compression before, that initiates your hands to come in. Not just your arms doing it. It's like from the inside out. The inside starts the compression, and your body responds. Okay, so let's go to the Sangnam Maki. We'll do this by count. Ready? Here we go. Gonna inhale and clear. Good. Expand. You're gonna go back with the exhale. You're holding. Jase. As you clear, this is the inhale. Get a nice up. Nice inhale. Shisan. Inhale. Let's do that again. So right leg forward, Sangnam Maki. Inhale. With a lift, you gotta hold. Inhale, and expand, then back. Prepare. Inhale. Nice inhale. Shisan. So let's do that together. So instead of we'll do one count, one motion. But on these clears, kind of the whole, it's not just your arm, it's the hari kind of initiating this clear, and your body's just responding to a nice inhale and then extension of your ki before you do the Sangnam Gongyuk. So right leg forward. Net. Shisan. Let's do that again. Just inhale. Expand it. Inhale. Net. Shisan. Hana. How's everybody doing? Okay. So let's do this. Let's do the whole first half. So one count, one motion. Take a little bit slower to where you have the inhale, hold, and then exhale. Position. Jumi. Shisan. Set. Net. Hustle. Joseph. 넷, 시선, 하나. Good. Okay. Halfway through. So the second half is very similar to the first. Now remember, for the Shipdong exercise, when you go to the east, you are yang, your offense, more times than not. So you're initiating. When you go west, because this is how the partner drills work, when you go west, you are on the defensive side. So you're receiving. So if you're not sure, like which side, like do I start with a block or do I start with an attack? On this one, it's easy to remember. When you're going west, you're initiating with a block because you're going to receive. When you're going to the east, you're initiating with attack because you're on the offense. If you're, not quite sure which one you're supposed to do. So I'll demonstrate first section going to the west. Starting the same way we started on the other side. Excuse me. So we're receiving and working with the partner. So it is important to note on the kondo kongyo for this exercise, we're high, but then the thumb comes back. You can think of it like the angle is if it's like on the bridge of the nose, a little bit hinged back. Let's go together, kind of the inhale, hold, exhale. Prepare. Shisan. Inhale. Inhale. Huh. And when you're clear, this is the inhale. 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 Sangam Maki. Inhale. Weight's got to go back. Kondo Gongyo. Pass. Let's do that again. Shisan. Huh. Inhale. It's going to expand, then prepare. Inhale. Set. Inhale. Neck. And inhale so the elbows are together. Weight back. Inhale. Turn. So it's one count, one motion, please. Prepare. Shizu. Hana. Set. Neck. Hustle. One more time. Prepare. Shisun. Hana. Inhale. Inhale, hold. Set. Neck. Hustle. Back. Clear. Huddle. Good. So first section, we're already halfway through the back half. So from here, the next section, when we're here, you think about your big clear. So this clear for the the palmio. Clear is the inhale. And from here, elbow is gonna contract. Inhale, and finish. So it's pretty short, pretty quick. So when you have this clear, it's an inhale and then a nice hold. Compress right before you're gonna be doing the physical exercise. All right, but that hold, when the weight drops, that's whenever you initiate the exhale. Clear, when the weight drops, that's when you're gonna initiate that compress to where you can do the motion. Okay, from here, let's prepare with the Kwando. Ready? Hana, inhale. Purr. Hana. Here. Shisan. Hana. Ha. Do it on time. Okay. Let's do that one more time, and then we'll do the whole back half. And then we'll go into the next exercise. So initiating with the Kwando Gongyuk. Hana. Here we go. Ready? Hana. Purr. Set. Hana. Purr. All right, we've got about 1 more minute. Let's do the whole second half of the Hyung, and then we'll wrap with this section. Prepare. Shisan. Set. Net. Pop. Kyoto. Hiruga. Toru. Oh. Shisan. Hana. Sure. Hobak Tanjin. So we've got about 6 minutes. I guess, are there any questions on the Hyung, actually? Move pretty quick through that. But it's the same process. Whenever, great example is Chosong Hyung. Like if we're doing Chosong Samno Hyung, Chosong Saro Hyung, Chosong Oro Hyung, these Hyung that can get long, especially, when endurance may not be the best or you have some injuries. That process, following the disciplined process of a good inhale, hold, kind of compress and exhale, that helps us have a better performance. When our body starts getting tired, breath never gets tired. Hanjun doesn't get tired, right? We rely on everything that's going on inside, and that helps the physical body get through those long Hyung. Right? It's very inside to outside. Whenever you're relying on the physical muscle and you're relying on athleticism, that's the outside to inside. That's when you can get pretty taxed on the long Hyung. When you go inside to outside and let your breath initiate ki, then those long Hyung can be less tiresome. They're still a good workout. but when you go from the inside to outside, it's much more enjoyable and not a something to um, dread, if it's a long workout. Okay, so what we want to do just in the last couple of minutes is just one thing on mobility. Just a little bit of sharing, trust tree, little sharing. So in my lower back, I have arthritis in my lower back. And that does create some challenges. I'm going through physical challenges. I'm early in my career for physical challenges. But the mobility of the lower spine, the mobility of hips is something that I personally spend more time on now because I do feel that I'm feeling those limitations. So when you look at the importance of sitting on the floor, when we do the beginning ceremony and the ending ceremony in Dojang, it's very important that we maintain the mobility of sitting and standing up, going if you're physically able, but being able to get down to the floor and then getting up to the floor, even if it's a little more challenging, you can't jump up anymore. None of us can jump up anymore from the floor. But it is very important that you put your hips through the process of having the cross-legged sitting and being able to get down and get up. Just for those little things, especially lower spine and your spine, that's extremely important. So if you're sitting in a chair, see if you can get one of the feet into your chair, get that up, and then get a nice pull so you can get the stretch underneath on your hip, on the back side of your hip. And just, if you haven't done this in a while for that stretch, it's going to help getting down to the ground and getting back up, just so you can get some more mobility in your hips. And then just put it down. Let's get the other foot, get it up into the chair, pull it in. If you have, the armrest, that can help get the leg up, and then just get the hip and, try to get some mobility in your hips. And if that's feeling good, cross it and then get the push down. So you get the outside of the hip and you get that twisting there. Just these little things, popping it on your knee and then pushing it down. Don't hurt yourself. But that little process, if you're not doing as much sitting anymore and going all the way down to the ground, it is important that we do this, not only for the ceremony, but it's important for your own well-being, being able to get down, feel comfortable of having some mobility, and then be able to, to get up however you need to. But that process of getting down to the ground and back up is important, not only for the ceremony of the Mudokwan, but just for your own personal well-being and health in your lower back. So that's personal story on. I'm seeing some different value in that ceremony than I used to before I started getting arthritis in my lower back. So just wanted to pass that along. It is important that we do that, and we make the effort in the Dojang, sit and then get back up. Thank you very much. Kwon Janim, did you have any parting thoughts for the group?
Yes, I have just a few observations. And I've been kind of when you exercise through some of the group here, but I just want to remind you of a few things to hopefully can help your future training. First is this is pretty much like in the Negong exercise, the hope. Hope is based for the your nagon, internal. So actually all of your movement shouldn't be happen unless breath started. So I think that's important. But sometimes we get to the habit of using even before the breathing, your arms goes up, hands prepare in this way. But let your hands breathe, inhale, you feel the expansion here, they just respond to the opening here. Okay. So it's almost like musicians, and I know we have some good musicians in this group here, but we all appreciate the music, the how it's affected into our mentally as well as physically. We cannot dance. It is kind of silly to have no music and dance. The music healing your body and mind respond and dance. The whole is like our own creation about the music, and then our body just follow the music and perform. So if you think that way, I think your motion, your hum can be more enjoyable, and then more the better, good process and discipline by it. Breathing is easy to remember, easy to explain, but very, very hard to really maintain. So, so breathing it requires a lot of the discipline, to make it properly perform. They also need a lot of relaxed concentration, And in process here, what I noticed, the motion, sometimes you do too much concentrating on contraction, compression, and release here. But it comes with your good hip motion, which you can develop during the Wegong practice. There's a defensive hip and offensive hip. It is applied in here, but a little bit more differently. For example, when you had the 횡진 공격. When you do 횡진 공격 from here, from this portion here, you come 횡진 공격 here. This preparation, inhale will kind of guide into the motion here. Sometimes your hands just go there without inhale. But this the nagon is a little bit, it's kind of a quite difference. It's an inhale, make sure then your body kind of everything's like blown up here. That's the kind of respond here. Inhale. The next one is when you exhale, when you're next holding it, you're just holding it here without being extra expansion. This holding. Now when this releasing it here, then that's where your energy is moving. So those can extra a little bit. It's same thing in here, moving, prepare, inhale, contract it. Rather than here, a little bit push back. When you push back here, that's the time contraction, release, to make it happen. Okay? I think that's a little hip motion is missing. If you do that, I think your dance will become more beautiful. Without hip motion, your dance is going to be too stiff. So I think that's two kind of, I see the importance. Some of the members missing it. You can try implement about the future training and think about it. One is no music, no dance, no breathing, no movement. I think that's the kind of, so you can relate the connection there. Okay, then. And secondly, when you do inhale, either expansion or contraction, before you go, you want to call maybe sometime coil hitting. or you want to call like extra tension, extra expansion before you go. Even though you hold here, inhale, before you close, give a little extra expansion, and then extra expansion. That's the time you're really holding your breath, compression, and then releasing here. But that's a little bit of the hip action wasn't kind of difficult to find it in some of the performance. The two things, I think that will make a big difference. You know, one of our 고단자 we talk about the locomotor train, choo-choo train. Choo-choo train actually the sounds of breathing, but the same kind of expression that make the heavy object moving. So kind of same kind of principle. So, and otherwise I enjoyed watching, enjoyed the teaching, the good explanation. I'm sure you will try to do that, but sometimes it's simple and easy. Continued repetition, you kind of don't have a discipline to maintain, to carry on. But please, I think it's not about how much you know, how much really you engaged in your motion, so that your technique become much fuller rather than empty. Just inhale, exhale, it could be a technique can be very empty. Inhale, hold compression, and then you release, then your technique become much, much fuller. And you can use your energy much effectively. So, okay, I hope it kind of a little helped to some of the members. So it was very good to see everybody. So I wish you the best for the future. Continue, and then it's because actually everyone in here that participated it and then supported it for this program moving up to today. It's Lemner Sabom, I really can tell, but I really able to tell all of you's name here, but you all support, and I'm looking forward to continue your support the program. Okay, it's a good program. So when I was in the hospital, I was nearly about a year. I haven't done really much, but I had, as you may know that for me, any technique was very, very easy for me. It's just honest, macrochagi, but when it wasn't really having, I tried to go, not even breathing, some of the stretch, it wasn't easy. So at that time, I realized how the move partang is so important. I never realized how important it is until you get into the age. So try every little thing, please enjoy that. I think that will strengthen, give you a good foundation for your mental as well as physically. Thank you for invitation over here, and thank you, Heisabom, for your excellent presentation. 감사합니다.
Samida. Thank you, Kwon. Okay, Lemner Sabanim, let's go ahead and do our closing ceremonies. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend, and congratulations on 4 years of Silver Mudoin.
주렛, 국기, 브레이, 어로, 묵념, 어로, 권직님께, 균예,
감사합니다.
습니다.
수박!
Suba.
수박.
Can we get one group picture, Lemner Subnam?
Yes, sir.
나는 어디 갔어?
그러니까 이 카메라로 우리
Yeah, everybody in. Everybody in the picture.
Where's Duckin? Okay, there we go. Done, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Okay,
everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations, everyone. 4 years. That's a good journey.
Sir.
Thank you, everyone. Good to see you. I see a lot of young people joining here. And Anthony
They're
Kyung, I
thinking
thought you
about their
were
future, sir.
uh-huh.
It seems like a lot of the TAC members and that they're thinking about their future, so they thought they'd get a preview.
Okay. I see the Fitanto Sabom and then the Gibbon Sabom. I thought you are still young.
Probably not, sir.
He joined for the. Okay. That's nice. Very nice. Very good. Let me see you. Are you all coming? Are you some of you coming for 80th anniversary in Korea? Could you show your hand if you anyone coming? Okay. Yeah, good. I think we thought about we having some little demonstration for Silver Mudo in coming in. Would be nice presentation there. So I know one seniors have coming. You definitely see Silver Mudo in.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Very good to see all of you.
Thank
I
you.
hope to see you again soon.
Kwang Jin. Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank
Okay,
you,
so-
Kwang. Everyone.
Yeah, Pajanim, kamsamnida.
Happy birthday, Silver Mundo
감사합니다.
in from Argentina.
Okay, Argentina. Yeah, I see there's some Argentina. Miss Paez Sabom is there, and that's nice. Very
감사합니다,
nice.
사모님. Cuéntanos.
Okay, okay. Very good. So please extend my best to
I like
everyone
see
in
you.
Argentina. Same
I
here.
like see you.
Okay,
그거 주신 것 같아요. 눈이 반짝반짝 얼마나
okay. Good. I'm going to excuse now. Everybody stay well. Be healthy and happy. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
수박. 수박.
Very much.
수박.
수박.
수박. Thank you,
우리
Cry, 사모님.
의왕도장에서 참석했네. 반가워.
네.
얼굴 봐서.
안녕하세요.
그래. 근데 나 이제 한 이 두 달 가니 그때 한번 보자고.
네.
그래. 그래. 수고해. 오케이. Bye bye everybody.